Welcome back to Cheddar, everyone. The NFL's It Takes All of Us campaign for the 2020 season leverages the scale and power of the league to unite the country against systemic racism and police brutality. The league says they are committed to integrating important causes vital to players and fans, such as social justice, throughout the season. Joining us now is Tim Ellis, who's the EVP and Chief Marketing Officer for the NFL. Tim, great to speak with you here on the day. As a former marketer, I've followed your work for quite some time, so great to speak with you here.
Well, thanks for the invitation. Great to be with you, Brad.
Absolutely. Let's dive right in. You recently unveiled a powerful ad that's voiced over by Hall of Fame running back LaDainian Tomlinson and his induction speech into the Hall of Fame. What inspired the It Takes All of Us season-long campaign for this season?
You know, since the end of the last season, as we're all aware, it's been quite a journey for the country. And we felt like, you know, the NFL has always been a uniting force in this country. And we felt like coming into the kickoff to the season that it was going to be an historic moment. And so we really we looked at a lot of ideas that helped us really bring people together and be a uniting force for the country. And so when we began to look at some of the potential songs and speeches and so forth, we realized that LaDainian's Hall of Fame speech was absolutely perfect. It was delivered a few years ago, but it seemed as if it was almost written for today. So we got together with our agency, 72 and Sunny, and we began to piece this together. And we wanted something that, of course, would be uplifting and be an appropriate entry into the season. But again, we also wanted to have a piece of communication that would also sort of be a cultural guiding light for the country and bring people together.
And so as we think about this, we've seen some of those efforts, whether they be on the field or some of the messages, the communications that have come out from the league office. And so what are some of the steps as we are now finding ourselves 2 weeks into the season where we're going to continue to watch from both the fan side, how exactly this will be rolled out?
Yeah. Well, listen, you have to just realize that there are some conversations that need to be 365, right? Mm-hmm. And this is one of them. And I think we have had a strong social justice program for a few years, but certainly this year has really made us all realize that we need to be much more present and much more consistent in our communications throughout the year. So, probably noticed that in the game, of good full 1,400 players participated and had the names of a victim of either racial injustice or some kind of victim of racism. And we are telling the stories of all of those families, right? The victims themselves and for the families. So some of that will be done online through our social media. Some of that will be done together with NFL Network. But it's important to us to keep those stories out there and to tell them. And we've worked very closely with our players to have them tell their stories, what it meant to them, right? Coming from their hearts.
Absolutely. And so for the players, we've heard, an integration of the players' voices. We've also seen some of the players, frankly, the Miami Dolphins on the outset of the season, of course, they did say that they're going to be staying inside and they want to see more from ownership across the league as well, making phone calls, having those difficult conversations at the highest levels that they can, because oftentimes they have more connections than the players themselves even. And so where is league ownership also getting involved, raising their voice and pushing the effort forward?
Listen, one thing's for sure, this is a league initiative. It's important for all of us. That is our season theme and the kickoff to our season. It takes all of us. We all embrace, what we have, the journey forward of inspired change. The name of our campaign is all around inspiring change. And so that's a program that we started a couple of years ago, but that we are putting even more resources into. You may have seen that recently we committed $250 million for over 10 years period of time. And that is together with the league, the players, the owners. So we are all focused in, we understand the level of commitment and responsibility. And listen, fans, that's what they want, right? It's very clear. We listen to our fans carefully. And you could say that any company out there today, you really have to balance properly your social responsibility with whatever your product is. And of course, our product is entertainment. And so it's important for us to not only provide that level of entertainment and to provide, some escapism, if you will, but to also, have the commitment and be responsible for social justice. And so owners, players, league, we're all aligned.
And then additionally here, we do know that there has been some frustration with the NFL's hiring of black coaches, executives. We do know about the Rooney Rule, of course, that really allows for consideration in the interview process as well. And that predates the pandemic and nationwide protests, we should also mention. So which quantifiable steps have been taken there over the past few seasons, and where does that effort continue to move forward even here and right now?
Listen, I think that the commissioner's been very clear. There's a lot of room for us to continue to grow and be better as a league, quite frankly, as a country. So I think that we've put some steps in place quite recently, and we are committed. We are committed to working with our players and with our coaches and with our owners to ensure the level of equality that is what is demanded upon all of us. So I think we have made some very clear fundamental commitments and steps forward. We're not done yet. There's a lot of work to do. And again, we take our responsibility of being a leader in this country seriously.
Tim, just before we go, we only got 15 seconds here. We've seen the NBA, some of the other sports leagues as well, dedicate some of their own stadiums or even where they practice, their facilities, to voting. In the NFL, where are those conversations right now, and are we going to see some additional steps on the voting front there from certain teams and stadiums as well?
Yeah, we have an incredible voting platform right now. We're creating, it's multidimensional. We're creating, for example, in my area of marketing, a multi-phased approach with campaigns. We've already come out with the campaign which really encouraged everyone, not just the NFL family, but everyone, to get out and register and to understand what you need to do in order to register. We have, and it had a lot of some of our most well-known players in the campaign. We have another campaign coming out in just a week that will again have players like Christian McCaffrey and Russell Wilson. And this campaign is all about ensuring that you have a game plan, right? That you're ready to vote, and that you really look up and you find out all the things that you need to do to properly execute your vote. And so that campaign will be coming out soon. And then, as you noted, yes, we're going to have several of our stadiums, particularly the ones in more urban locations where people can come and vote. Well, we will use those locations in order for those to vote. We're committed to everybody that we can, within as many players and as many NFL employees as possible, to also encourage them to vote. We have seminars internally. We're really doing quite a bit of work right now to ensure that, again, not only are we properly registered and ready to vote, and but also to sort of encourage and to inspire our fan base, which is significant.
Absolutely. Tim Ellis, EVP and Chief Marketing Officer at the NFL, joining us here today.